Hi, my name is Laura Kowaleski. I am your CONHECEU student right now, and today I'm going to tell you guys a inspiring story. My story of how I became the artist that I am today, and how and where I started, and how I fell in love with art also. Let's begin with the beginning. My dad started to develop this story in 2007. It is actually a play, a theater play. I was the protagonist, Mariana, and the story as a whole was based on this Max Lucado's book, this one right here. The story is basically a king that is going to this village, and he's going to adopt one of the orphans of the village. And all the kids decide that they have to impress the king, to show them their talents, to prove that they are worthy. And the protagonist, Mariana, she has no special skills, she has no special talents. So her struggle is how she can impress him if she's the least of the impressible kids. And my dad developed more the story, he developed more the idea, he put a lot of Brazilian traits.
Não entendi nada que você falou.
And he also added a lot. And he also added a lot more characters and villains, because the original story, it was kind of like you yourself is your own villain. But now we have villains, we have a plot, we have everything. For that we needed people, and that's where the fun begins, because we as Christians, who is not a Christian maybe will not know, but we have a lot of denominations. So you have the Baptists, you have the Presbyterians, you have the Pentecostals, you have the Assembly of God, and all these people usually, it's not that we fight, it's more like we don't agree with things, how the Bible was translated, or some group will have this interpretation of this verse of the Bible, while this other group have the other interpretation. It's more like with what version you prefer. My family, we are not Pentecostals, we're charismatic. We're always very open. We're never like restricted to this particular group, if you know what I mean. And the thing is, Christians, it's hard for them to get along with other Christians, like from other denominations. So my dad kind of made the impossible possible of bringing a bunch of different people from different denominations, even Jewish people, into this project. When we started in 2008, the rehearsals. In total, until our first presentation, it was 1.5 years of preparation. That was my very first character, my very first stage performance, my very first everything, and my dad decided that I was the protagonist.
I am the younger sibling. I was 5 years old at the time. Like, no one there was an actor besides my dad.
Yes, so a lot of people there, the majority of them, they had no art background. We had a ballet dancer, we had a musician, and my dad was an actor, and my mom dad, she's an actress, but she was a ballerina first. That was pretty much it. Everybody else was like me. It was their very first moment, their very first experience. I'm gonna tell you guys now the first presentation. It was 2009. Tem outro negócio agora do menino que conheceu, que eu lembrei. Tá lá no escritório. Calma. Hold up, guys. I have to bring something. Just a minute.
Yeah.
This is the original flyer of the first presentation that we did. We have
December 19 of 2009.
Yes, and on the back we have all the people. My name is around there, I don't know. Here, Laura Kowaleski.
Wait, Laura. Oh, here's me.
Yeah, you were the ballet. You were a dancer.
Baby.
Yeah, you were a baby.
No, I was just like a crying kid.
So until now, until today, I'm very thankful. Honestly, I'm very thankful that my dad saw this potential in me. But I'm still like why me? Like, yeah, I had no prior work, and he basically teach me everything that I know of acting, of being an artist. This experience was like mind opening. That kind of opened this window of opportunities for me, because I was never good with numbers. I was never good, you know, I can't, okay? Numbers is not my thing. I was never that good. Growing up with this idea and realization that I could make it, you know, it was like the foundation, the base of what I would become today. Honestly, I feel blessed because my father, he saw that on me, and I'm getting emotional. And yeah, if there's someone that I have to be forever thankful, is my dad. He saw that on me, and yes. Okay, next question.
And like, we want to show you guys a picture of that time.
Oh, yeah. So,
oh wait, let me focus.
this was me. This
no,
was
no, I think you're that.
and these other girls, they were because in this story we were all orphans, but we were kind of like
And sisters and brothers.
yeah, we weren't like blood brothers and sisters, but we were like a family of a bunch of kids that decided to be a family together. We took care of each other. And this was my older sister. This was the middle one, and I was the youngest of the bunch. I was like the child, the baby. For the first presentation, the first show, the opening show, I had the obstacle, the hardship of all. Even though like I was a child, it was already difficult for me to learn my lines and everything else. That was like passed behind. But what happened is my foot, this one, yeah, it was this. I had that on my foot. It hurt. I'm just gonna say it hurted. I could barely walk. But yeah, like it was my very first show. And my mom was she was panicking, because she was like, oh my god, she's too young, she'll not be able to do it. I don't know if she'll be able to make it through. I did not give up, I swear to you guys, I just did not care. Like I put some band-aids on my foot, like make it a knot. It was very tight, very chunky, and I decided to make the entire play barefoot, which was like A+ for the aesthetic, the parquet aesthetic. Other than that, I was struggling to like, oh, my dad, like as my character, I was struggling to accept that the king was my adoptive father. My entire family was there. I had no problem with my mom being a villain. Like I was like, ha, mom. She was struggling to, I don't want to be bad in front of my kids and etc. And I was like,
really?
Yeah, she had this. This was her struggle. Like she didn't want to, for me to see her as a villain, as this bad lady and etc. But like my yeah.
And you're like, I'm spinning like a ballerina.
Yeah, exactly. I had problems just like acting that the king was now my father, because my dad was there like the entire time. And I believe he was the first king. The next presentations, he changed that. He decided to just be behind the scenes, you know, taking care of everything. That was like my struggle during the entire thing. That was like the struggle for me, because I didn't want to accept that that guy is not my father, you know. That was just the only thing that I was like having a hard time separating from what is the character and what is me, myself. But okay, going back to my first presentation, I had my foot super, wrapped, and oh my god, the color of that thing later on, I'm not kidding you, it was a black. They wrapped on my foot, they wrapped it, it was like white. It started white, it ended up black.
I remember that.
It was disgusting thing, and my mom later on, she was like, oh my god, my baby, you were so brave, you ended up. And honestly, that's what makes me think that I was built for it, because I don't remember the pain during the presentation, during the show. I was just like having the moment of my life. I remember the pain after the show. During the show I didn't feel anything, and I danced, I ran, I did everything a protagonist has to do, I did.
Fun fact: before the principal presentation, that is like the ticket right there. Yeah, that one. We had like a rehearsal, a quick rehearsal before the show, and she didn't complain. I remember that, like, she didn't complain. Mom was like, oh, she was good, blah, blah, blah. Like, I was 5, but I remember that. She didn't complain, and she didn't complain also doing the play, and yeah.
But anyways, that's like my biggest hardship of all, basically. It was just my foot not behaving.
What do you learn from that experience?
It showed me that passion is maybe the biggest fuel for you to do whatever you want or you need to do in your life. I know when I enjoy doing something or when I am doing something right, because I feel it here. It gives me joy, it gives me purpose, not like a feeling of purpose, but more like a fulfillment, like I am doing what I have to do. From that, like, I learned that I am capable, and I learned how to be an artist. It's just the starting point for me. I will always remember this with a warm heart and good memories, because this is what it is. It really gave me the confidence. It really gave me the punch of, yes, you can do it. I discovered that my passion, my love is for the arts.
Next question. Why am I your favorite sister?
Because you are my baby.
I know that.
Please read.
You don't have any more questions. That was
it?
Yeah, that was it.
Okay,
now you can go.
Final thoughts. That show in itself was thinking like 10 years ago, more than 10 years now. It was just a crazy experience for everybody involved. I can name you at least 10 people here that they work now with arts. One of them, he's more than a musician now. He's a composer. He's a maestro. There's like a ballet teacher now on these people. A author, she writes poems.
On this list.
An architect. You know, a full sail student, myself. My younger sister right there, who is also going into the arts. And this is like only the people that there's another dancer also. She's a professional ballerina now. I just have to remember everyone, but honestly, like, so many people was impacted with this. They never made art before, and they allowed themselves to be in this show. It was like life-changing for everyone. So I guess my final advice, I would say, give art a chance.
I thought you were gonna say like, oh, don't be afraid of your dreams, or go for it. Yeah.
No. But like, if you have a talent, if you have a passion, give art a chance. Even though you may be good with numbers, but your heart pounds when you play music in piano, this is what you have to do. You know, music also has numbers. Cinematography also uses physics. An artist, a painter, he'll probably be dwelling with chemistry. So give yourself a chance. Give yourself a chance to be a creator.
Explore yourself.
Yeah. Give yourself a chance to explore what is inside you that wants to burst out creation. Thank you for staying here, and cheers.
Thank you for listening to my TED Talk.